We're doing
We're
it.
doing it and we're live.
We're kind of live.
We're semi-live.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yay. Okay. Before we get too into it, let me go ahead and light my candle.
Yes.
Oh,
Setting the vibes. Let's get my
yes.
own candle here too.
There we go. And like in true Aries spirit, I be loving to just let the matches go. Like my
Mhm.
Aries rising and my Aries moon have been here with me since birth, and
Mm,
I've have loved just seeing fire just
mm,
go. Honestly, no, we'll talk about it later. I was just thinking about like a fire meditation,
mm.
and we need to talk about our the following, the next moon circle. But welcome everyone. This is Cosmic Blessings, a virtual year-long moon circle. I'm Erica Joy. I use she, they pronouns, and as I said before, I'm an Aries moon. And I'm one of the facilitators of this circle.
Wow, thanks, Erica Joy. Beautiful, beautiful blessing to be here. My name is Meeks, Mika. I use they, them pronouns, and I am a cat moon. So I've been really leaning more into that these days. I feel like before I didn't really resonate with it that much, but I'm
Really?
feeling the like in the body, the routines, the
Mm.
structure, like really the structural part. Because before I was like, I don't like that, but I'm like, I need structure for my Aquarius ass son. So it makes sense. So
So, give me a system that I value,
exactly,
and
exactly.
things will be flowing. I love. Oh, no, I'm so excited for what is to come. This is our like grounding and connecting session, just to give folks an idea of like what it would mean to be a part of this journey with us. And yeah, to start us off, Mika is gonna do a little somatic drop in. So I will, yeah, I'm ready to drop in. Let's go.
We're ready to drop in. Beautiful, beautiful. So you can go ahead and get comfy in a position that's most supportive to you, whether you're lying down or seated or standing. Just feeling your sit bones, feeling your feet, feeling the crown of your head, slowing down the breath, just noticing the rising and falling of your chest. Inviting in maybe some sound when you exhale. Just simply taking a moment here to just notice the sensations throughout the different parts of your body as you slow down the breath. Maybe your slowest breaths yet today. Just really inviting yourself to feel the fullness of your body, of your sacred vessel, your sacred earth. Breathing this life force into you, into the depth. And we'll go ahead and bring our attention to the bottoms of our feet, sending some breath to the bottoms of the feet. Feeling that space of connection to the earth. Imagining roots growing down, down, down into the soil, into the heart of the earth. Feeling just how supported and held you are in this darkness, in this depth. Really deepening in the exhale as you breathe spaciousness into this depth. How much deeper can you go? From here, bringing your attention to the crown of the head, feeling your spine upright, maybe rolling those shoulders back away from the ears. Here we're centering in our length, in our ability to grow tall, to stand tall. Remembering our cosmic connection, our connection to the skies, our connection to the sun, our connection to the moon, to the stars and the planets. Every exhale, imagining a golden light beaming out from the crown of your head, shooting up and out into the skies. Seeing it grow taller and taller and higher with every inhale. Being with this light for a few more moments, breathing into it, feeling it flowing and filling up your entire body as you exhale. And from here, we'll center in our expansion, in our width. And I invite you to bring your arms out to a T or a type of W shape where you're bending at the elbows, just reaching out from the sides, however feels best to you. Really, even stretching out from the fingertips, breathing into the fingertips, stretching out, out, out. Allowing yourself to take up space here in whatever way that feels good, whether it's stretching the arms out, the legs out, the hips out, whatever you want to do to just expand in this moment right here, having a few breaths. Doesn't matter how it looks. It's all about how it feels in the body, really opening and expanding. Inviting a newness here with our arms and hands open, giving ourselves the permission to take new shapes, to take new forms. And from here, I invite you to place your hands on the belly, on the navel, our source of energy, our source of life force energy, all here in this soft, tender belly. Breathing deeply into this part of the body that holds so much. Our processing and digesting here, our nurturance, creation, it's all here. Maybe rubbing the belly, or staying in stillness with your hands placed on the belly, whichever feels good. Here we are, feeling our bandwidth, our capacity to hold, our capacity to be held, breathing into that. And as we breathe here, I invite you to reflect on the question, what is a word for the seed you are planting for this journey together, for this journey throughout the different phases and stages of our lives, and how the moon and the skies are interacting with us? What is a seed that you are planting? Envisioning that now and breathing into it in the belly, planting this seed in our space of creation and nurturance. Breathing blessings onto it, affirmation, love, everything you are calling in. And from here, bringing our hands up to the heart, and around ourselves, giving ourselves a big, big hug. Feeling any more parts of the body that want any tender touch right now. And if you had your eyes closed, I invite you to slowly flutter them open and look around the room just to get reoriented in the space before we get into some more yummy, yummy grounding things. Letting out any sounds, any last wiggles. Oh,
Ooh, thank you. Thank you so much. I before this, of course, I was like, okay, like what word am I gonna say? And I hadn't really come up with one, but that really gave me the space and time to like truly kind of like understand what I want to
mm,
do with this journey. What my intention, my personal intention is going to be. Um, and I would say the word for the seed that I'm planting is discernment.
mm,
Um, and that is applying to because I was first thinking about like this is a fast year, and I'm gonna get into that in a second. In terms of getting some astrological context, but it's a fast year. And I was like, what is worth my time? Like I feel like in this space, I'm gonna be able to kind of like set the intention of understanding where do I want my time to be going. And then I'm also thinking about my feelings and how that's in like what's worth my time is something that I feel good about, something I feel passionate about, something that I feel responsible for, and not something that other people are making me responsible for. Which thinking about a few different things that are like influencing this.
mhm,
That I will again get into in just a moment.
mm, mm,
I'm thinking about discerning between my intuition and my anxiety. And so, yeah, discernment is the word for me.
mm.
What did a word come up for you, Mika?
Yes. For I just love that it's really giving divine discernment of what you're saying, of like really understanding what is yours to take up and what is yours to not, and just let or what is not yours too, if you
Yeah.
will. So I'm like, I love that. I love that. And I can't wait to see how it just continues to unfold itself during these like 12 months. Um, and for me, surprise, surprise, the word is nurturance. Um,
Beautiful.
and I'm really in setting that intention for myself, like really coming into a space of like, okay, these new versions of myself are really feeling safe and courageous at the same time to be able
Mm,
to like be and like create these new stories and just put these dreams into action. Like a lot of, I feel like also with the nurturance, it's like the devotion, like being really devoted to that nurturance.
yes.
And just like the nurturing the wounds, the literal nurturing the body. I've been hella inflamed. And so
Mhm.
just like what does it really feel like to devote so much more energy back into the body as it's like becoming more and more tired and like these faster timelines that we really just catapulted dove into
Yeah.
gallop, 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 gallop. And yeah, so really nurturing the wounds, nurturing just like this tender growing pain, or growing pains, shall I say,
Yeah.
in the rewriting and reclaiming of the stories. So, and then yeah, just pouring that in. I'm just there is no one then. Just yes, nurturance.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. And I have thoughts on when it comes to nurturing. Um, so yes. I'm so ready. I'm just so ready. Like I think this is going to be such a like beautiful container for us and for anyone else who joins to kind of just, I know on our website we talk about like being witnessed and witnessing others and just like being on this journey together of like on our own separate journeys together, essentially, and just like holding space for each other. Um, and yeah, being there for one another in a time that is so heavy. And I remember like I was at an event recently and someone was like, it's just been so much lately. And I'm like, and then they had to correct themselves. It's like, it's been so much for years. And it truly has. Um, what we are um witnessing in at the world stage, the violence, um, and the people gripping onto power with all their might, at the cost of human lives and not even just human lives, lives of so many animals and beings in the land. So yeah, I know I wasn't even planning on saying stuff like that, but it has to be said because that's the thing. That's where we are. That is our context.
Exactly. Mm,
And it can't be ignored. And we're not ignoring it either, like in our day-to-day lives.
yes.
So yes.
Mm,
As I was saying earlier, the this year is really fast. Um, Within the Chinese astrological tradition, it's the fire horse year. And also that's being backed up by, or maybe not even backed up, but like Western astrology is also, there are multiple planets in Aries. And Aries is at the beginning. We've just started the new astrological year. Um, we're in Aries season. And so not only is the sun in Aries, but we got Saturn, Neptune in Aries. Venus just left Aries not too long ago, like just 2 days ago. And then we'll have Mars and Mercury in Aries in just a couple weeks. So the Aries energy is here. It's all the planets are out here being like, let's start again. The new cycle is beginning. And that is what's guiding us. That is what's opening us up into the year. We are starting over. And so we have like a lot of space and we have the opportunity and we have the planetary support to start anew. When I was saying like discernment between like what's my responsibility and the responsibility other people have put on me, I'm thinking about Saturn and Aries.
mm,
Saturn and Aries, Saturn's like, y'all, you decide, okay? This is for you to decide your responsibilities. What are the structures you want to make? Because Aries is a little bit self centered. But we also know, especially as multi-marginalized people, we have a lot of perspective to add into the world, that will make this world more accommodating, more inclusive, more reflective of what and who makes up this place. And that's what I feel like Saturn and Aries can really support. Um, so yeah, right now in this moment as we're recording this, the moon is in Libra, and we just had the full moon in Libra. And so the Libra moon, because there's a lot of action happening in Aries, it was opposing Saturn and Neptune, and it's right now opposing Chiron, which is could be, bringing up some wounds, some feelings of insecurity because that is Chiron is the wounded healer. That is like the tagline of this. I think Chiron is an asteroid. And so yeah, that's gonna continue happening. It's will it happen like sorry, just that the moon once a month will oppose Chiron because that is how the moon works. It's gonna hit all the signs within a month.
Mm.
So yeah, that is happening. And let me see. It's just we are here. Can bring unconventional practices. We can bring we can have like a renewed passion to what it is that we dream about with Neptune and Aries. The renewed passion once because of Venus just being in Aries, there's just like interest are here. So there's a lot for this, and I think a lot that we can get into throughout these moon circles. Um, yeah, yeah.
Wow, I literally have just been like, I'm breaking the fourth wall. Erica and I have been meeting and chatting about this, and I'm just every time, furiously writing because talk about it. These are really like the themes that we're just like the fact that we're opening up with this. It's like it's really like blazing in this energy of
Mm,
um with all of the themes you just so I'm really feeling that in all the layers. And I also wanted to add too, just like with all of these planets in Aries, or what is it like every I'm like everything and Aries, everything basically. It's like I'm also feeling like for me like my the way my body has been like integrating all of these um
mhm.
yeah, just all of this newness. It's like
Yeah.
literally, yeah, going back to what I was saying of the growing pains in the body. And it's like seeing just all of this, like, you know, heightened colonial
Yeah.
violence right now. And like
Yeah.
just seeing the threads of like everything that is happening in our world under this, this. Mhm. And it's like our bodies are experiencing it in an intrapersonal way, in a
Yeah.
cellular way as well. And like really with this nurturance of the seed that I'm like talking about. It's like really how do we tend to our bodies to like really strengthen our hearts, our minds, our spirits against all of this warfare, like
Yeah.
spiritual warfare, physical warfare, like warfare of all forms. And it's really like just giving ourselves into our armor, our herbal spiritual armor, like
Yeah.
yeah. So I just wanted to add
Yes.
that. So because I was like, the
Yes. So,
body holding so much.
and so that we can continue showing up. I love that spiritual armor, that herbal armor. Yes. Um, because that was also making me think about for you personally with having a Capricorn moon too, like the planets in Aries, and as they move through Aries, will be squaring your moon. And so it's like activating your moon. And so just like the fact that yeah, like I think some people are more prone to feeling these things like in their body. And I feel like in this
Mm,
time, it makes sense especially for you with it being like squaring your moon. Yeah, and just feeling activated for
mm.
sure. Yes.
Mm,
Yes.
wow. Thank you
Yes.
for sharing all of that. Because I'm like, Erica Joy, you be talking the talk and putting us on. So I'm like, thank you for making that even more clear. I'm like, wow, it makes even
Yeah.
more sense. It's like, y'all,
No,
this is
it's
literally going to be us for every moon circle. It's like, oh my God, holy moly, it's happening because of it. Like,
oh my
mm,
goodness.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And when you were talking about nurturance too, I was thinking about, I'm like, we're planting these seeds and we have to nurture them. We have to nurture them because we have to attend to them. We have to, like, these intentions that these seeds are representing, like intentions will just stay intentions unless we actually like make moves, unless we're actually thinking about them. Like I think we've talked about a few times, like pulling cards, like tarot cards, and then we'll do the reading and it's like, oh my gosh, a week later, I don't even know what I pulled. I don't know. I don't know. And but like that's what I'm really excited about too, just like this being a consistent monthly meet of like going back to what this intention of discernment, this intention of nurturance, going back and like being held accountable in a loving and, kind, gentle space of like, what did you say you're gonna do? Okay, let's do it. And like, what have you done to like, how are you going to think about it differently now because the moon is in a different place and like, or it's, like this moon represents something differently and how can you bring that to your intention? So yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
good stuff. Yeah.
Yes, I'm just like sitting with that because I'm like, exactly. The gentle accountability, the
Hmm.
gentle accountability. And with that, I feel like that's like a perfect little whoop segue into just like a moment to talk about our loving agreements too, and really
Ah,
setting this cosmic earthly container.
yes.
Um, because yeah, I just feel like holding each other accountable and having just an anchor point, grounding point for us all to really be like, okay, how do we want to show up for ourselves, ask for
Hmm.
what we need, and also
Hmm.
like show up for the collective as we gather and share vulnerably. So I'm gonna pull
Yeah.
up these um, loving agreements that Erica and I have kind of laid down, and then if y'all have any more to add throughout the circle, like we will explore that.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
yes. Okay, let me full screen this baby. It's taking its divine time.
Yes, they get it survive
Slowly.
time. I love. Okay, here we
Yes.
are.
Okay, here we are. Yes, our loving agreements, how we show up for ourselves and for one another. And so, some things that we wrote down, everything, well, first and foremost, everything that we offer in our circles is an invitation and really taking a trauma-informed lens here of you know your body best. And so if something doesn't feel right for you, then like, yes, please honor that. And so that goes with the next one of
Mm.
honoring your body and taking breaks when you need to. Just, maybe just let it taking a little break. Beautiful. Um, and so that is always an option, or if you like feel like being off camera. Um, some other things we said are asking for clarity when experiencing confusion. We want to be really clear in the ways that we're communicating as well. And if something doesn't feel that way, or is like, you want a little bit more depth, or just, yeah, just clarifying things, that you can ask for that in this space. Also, like with that of like kind of creating group understanding of various terms, like when we are talking, like an example of this would be just like the word attunement. I feel like I'm going to say that 100,000 times throughout this like session. And like, let me just even say, like, as an example for me of like, then I will like go into like explaining like just attunement is like really being able to like deeply listen, and then from that like space of deep listening, okay, like how are we then adapting to
Mm.
that, and moving in alignment with that. So that's like more so of like what I mean when I say attunement. And then just, yeah, for like future circles, if there's like a buzzword or something that we're like, okay, but actually, what does that mean to you? And just kind of
Mhm.
being, yeah, courageous ourselves too, if that like feels uncomfortable to like ask someone, but like, wait, I want to know. And like, we're here to have that like loving dialogue as well. So putting that out there. My fave, allowing room for silence. We could be silent, we can sit in silence, allow things to marinate, and just kind of reminding ourselves that not every moment needs to be filled up with sound and dialogue, and that sometimes we just need to be processing inwards, and that is okay. And then the last two we have are letting us know if you would like a response or feedback. So if you're like sharing a story and you like don't want to hear any advice or feedback, or if you do, just stating that too at the end when you're finished with sharing. And lastly, we have varied energy levels are welcome. So we know that we all got different time zones coming into this space. I know it's like nighttime for Erica and I are getting into the evening, but if it's like you're sleepy, come sleepy. If you're angry, come, just as a space for you to really release and be and just held in everything that you're holding, just to remind you that you don't have to hold it alone, and we're here to hold it together. Yeah, is there anything you wanted to add or speak on, Erica?
I don't think so. Yeah. No, I'm just like, I love these. I love these agreements. And yeah, if anybody has any questions about them or wants to, is going to be joining in a future circle and wants to add to them, like that can be communicated either at the circle itself or you can contact us, personally, and we will, yeah, we'll figure it out. We come to this with these agreements and we know that other people will have very like different needs in order to be in a space and feel comfortable. And, and yeah, so thank you for going through those meeks.
Thank you.
I think you might need to pull up the screen again because
Oh,
we we did a little poll. Mika pulled some cards to kind of ground the circle journey.
yeah.
And I think we're gonna show them.
Yo, you're right. Let me pull this baby
And
up.
that's the thing, like with this space, we are going to be pulling from multiple modalities, from our multiple interests. Mika and I are we hold a lot of space for different passions. And
We
so
do.
we are, yeah, we're bringing this card pull. We both pull cards. Mika has this wonderful deck that they used for today. And like we did the somatic drop-in earlier, we'll be bringing in some folk herbalism. The astrology, of course, is going to be grounding the space as well. It will be doing movement work. We'll be doing breath work. It's going to be just hitting all the parts of us. So,
Yes. Yes. And literally, I'm like, I feel like this is like my computer is like, whoa, there's so much activation in this space because it literally just X out right now. And then,
Okay.
okay, but we are going to get it right. We're gonna get it back.
Okay.
It just is like,
Mm, 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 mm.
you're hearing a
Um.
transition into the Kara arc.
Yeah, because we'll also be doing some.
Some entertainment for y'all. We're
Yeah.
also gonna be doing some entertainment. Some entertainment.
The passion for scatting, little transition time.
Yes, we love it. Yes.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
goodness. But
Okay.
wow, babes. Okay, yes. So they have arrived. They have arrived. They have arrived. And what a spread. I'm just gonna give y'all at home a moment to really look at these cards right now and just like feel into this energy sphere. This deck is called the magical, oh, I got my blurring on, but called the Magical Botanical Oracle, written by Maxine Miller, illustrated by Christopher Penczak, and like truly I have had this for about 6 or 7 months, and I feel I told Erica this. I was like, I feel like I've been catapulted with the potency of this. I'm like, wow, okay, understood. The messages are loud and clear, like they've never been before. So there is that. And
Oh
the
gosh.
first card, it was silly because I'm going to give a little bit of lore here. Erica when we did the poll, I showed them the deck and they were like, whoa, like I feel like the mandrake is staring into my soul. And that's like the cover of the book. And then of course the first card that is pulled is the mandrake, as you see here on
Hmm.
the screen, number 17. And just really feeling into like the mystery, the dark places, embracing who we really are, and like, yeah, what does it mean to really like surrender to the mystery? A lot of like witchy energy, which I really love. And yeah, is there other things that you wanted to say too, Erica, on this mandrake?
The mandrake. Yeah, no, I think just I remember from when we were talking last night, yeah, thinking about the blending of spirituality and magic. And I think they also, yeah, like and sexuality and finding empowerment through like seeming transgressions against mainstream society. That's what I wrote down like that, and I was like, wow, I feel like that is really speaking to what we're doing, especially in terms of like the blending of spirituality and magic. I feel like while we don't necessarily speak to what we're doing specifically as magic, I feel like what we are making is magic.
Mm,
And what we are holding space for is magic. And I also think that like a part of that is understanding or like never removing our context from what we're doing. And this is never going to be a space where we're like, so just think of like this is ignoring all that is happening and like no, like that is a part of who we are. Um and and like finding, yeah, feeling empowered and giving space for self-empowerment in order to move around about this world in a way that is aligned with our values. Um, yeah, yeah.
mm,
And I think that's also magic because the way that we are told and the way that we are taught to go against our values, or against ourselves, um, every turn. And so I think that's also magical.
mm.
So,
Talk about it. Yes, absolutely. Which I think is really beautiful to because the affirmation in the book is I am a magical creature capable of anything. And Yeah, it's really
Yes.
saying toodaloo to all the structures and systems that they try to impress upon us, but it's like we are returning to the magic
Hmm.
within, to the magic of each other, to the
Hmm.
land, to the ancestors, to the stars.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm like now I'm just like getting this right now. I'm like the magic is like,
No,
and
no.
it's like come to me, beloved, like in the darkness. Like that's really
Oh,
the vibe. So,
yes.
yes. And then the next one, we got our girl, Love Lines Bleeding, the Amaranthus, um, which you could just see. I'm like, this is so strong. Y'all really see
Hmm.
the emotion here. And like the amaranth plant spirit is really one that's like easing the suffering of emotional pains. And it's like when we really feel we're bleeding out that life force. And just like it really helps us in the moments where we feel really separate from the collective and really isolated and in the despair, but like it's really calling us in to remember like, okay, we can actually work through this. We can move through it and like we can move through it together. And I just love how they're all like surrounding her body because it's the amaranth spirit is also like just this energy of deeply feeling and allowing yourself to like just be caressed and embraced by that, like even when experiencing that grief, the pain, the despair, just like all the doom and gloom, and just knowing that like the earth can really hold you and like create anew from this. So I just think it's really beautiful because it's like what we're saying is not to turn away and be like, I don't want to suffer. I don't want to feel pain. Bye. But to really be like, okay, how can we actually look at this and be like, fuck, this is crazy. This is really intense. But we can have some room for like tending to this like really intense thing.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, just having a new perspective on it
Yeah.
through each other. So that's really like the energy I was getting. And like, is there anything you want to say too, Erica?
Yeah. I think like since you pulled this card last night, like I've encountered two other things that had to do with like pain and kind of one of them being like it was like an Instagram post and someone it was like I never I would never think that you deserve the pain that you've encountered and held and experienced, and also look at the like beautiful life you've made in spite of it all. And it's like I always feel like some mixed feelings on sentiments like that. Because it's like, yes, I recognize that this person was like, you didn't deserve it. And it's like, yes. And also it's like still like oh like the pain like why does one why do we have to experience it, and it's like it is also part of life, like even through even in a just world like there will still be pain, even because that is the cycle of life. Like we can experience grief is because there was love, and so it's like yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't, that was kind of a ramble.
Mm.
But
No,
yeah.
but so real. It's like you say ramble, but I'm like, it's the realness. It's like I really felt that. I
Mhm.
really just so like thank you for presenting that because I'm like seeping in the bones right now.
Yes, yes. Oh, also because the one of the people that I'm staying with right now is in traditional Chinese medicine school. And so they were practicing some acupuncture and mentioned how like they've, heard from elders the sentiment of like you will need to feel pain to know that something is happening, like to know something is changing and shifting. And I think one of the parts of the card two was just, yeah, the idea of like pain is part of the healing process. Um, yeah, so
Yes.
just mm, just thinking about that too.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Just pain as an indicator of growth. I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
healing.
yeah.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
then discernment and trying to understand what pain is truly there to do that, you know? Like what pain is just extrajudicious. I
Mhm.
kind of, there unnecessarily. There we go.
Yes. Yeah, what you said, go back. Rip. Mm.
hmm Mm.
Yes. Mm. Okay. And lastly, I'm like, lastly,
Right, Leslie.
I'm like, y'all, buckle up because we got Oak. Oak is in the house. And I didn't say this for the other cards, sorry, but I'm gonna do it for Oak, is that it invokes the element of air and earth, which is so special because for y'all who didn't know, I'm in Aquarius, I'm in the air, and Erica is a Taurus sun. So I just feel like this energy of like being in the air, being in the sky, and being deeply rooted and grounded is just like such this beautiful visual for like this container for this journey and like really pulling upon the wisdom of the earth, of our own bodies, of our like literal earth bodies, and pulling from the realms above, the ancestors, the plant cestors, the animals, the stars, like all the other beings, you know, whoever other beings, other spirits want to come in too through the skies. So I also feel that like fairy energy too. That was like coming in for me more so today
Mhm.
because yesterday I was like, it's giving very firm, of course, like
Yeah.
wise, firm, strong tree in knowing. But then I was also like, the fairy, even like the bottom parts where it's like reaching out, I'm like, it's giving like calling in something like soft to me, and it's just like I feel like the fairies, the diwata in the little tree, like just like flying around under like seeing this the wisdom of this giant tree. And what I really love too with the theme of oak, I'm gonna pull a little bit from the book the book here, but just like really reminding us to stand tall. And I love this line that says to stand tall and stay true without yield. And to just like we are not backing down, it's 10 toes down in the ground,
Mhm.
and like really doing the work of commitment to the self and the collective, and really stretching beyond our current capacities and learning from our past experiences to be able to move forward and like really embody that wisdom, the knowledge and action, the lessons learned, and like really allowing that to just like, you know, I'm just like seeing us getting even more thick like in the dirt. It's just like thick. And yes, yes, just like that strength of the tree as well is like really strong, and the protection. I think it goes to like with the discernment that you were talking about, Erica, of just like knowing when to protect and like who gets to have access to like this magic and sweetness, who is ready to rise up and protect the heart, protect the land, protect our people
Mm.
globally and locally, like just really is like sword in ground. Um, wow, okay, that was a lot. So I'm like,
No,
oh,
that was
oh,
beautiful. I was like, okay, you felt that for both of us. I love. Thank you. Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that was goodness. That was goodness.
Oh, thank you. Is there
Yeah.
anything you wanted to add with Papa Oak here?
Papa Oak, I will just say that the affirmation for that card was, I know my own strength. And I think that's a beautiful affirmation to have throughout meetings in circles because, yeah, especially as and in conjunction with these other cards of like, as we're talking about pain and suffering, like you also need to recognize how strong you are and like having that like continued affirmation of like even as I move through these hard feelings, like I am strong and like I can continue on. And having like I remember like as you were referencing the tendrils coming around, I'm just thinking about being held too. And like even as I recognize my own strength, like that strength can also be supported by others. And like I could be held by others, and still remain strong. So
Oh,
yeah.
that's so beautiful, Erica. And literally, as you were saying that, I was just noticing the visual of how like the mandrake is like this, and then the oak is like this. So one's like
Yeah.
really out and open, and then the other one's caressing. So I'm just
Mm,
like, I love that this visual is also like embodying like just what you said of like
yeah.
feeling
Oh, no, it's gonna be good. This is already so good.
this is already so yummy. I'm gonna stop my share, but
Yeah.
um, wow, I'm
Oh,
feeling
yeah.
like we just like got blasted off into the ethers or something. Like it's literally like, wow, talk about cosmic blessing, you know what I
Mm.
mean? Um,
Exactly.
mhm,
Exactly.
mhm,
And
mhm.
so, if y'all are ready and wanting to come on this journey with us, please reach out to us. Our emails will be in the description. You can also find the website for more information in the description. And yeah, if you have any questions, please reach out and send them our way, and we will respond. But yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
It's feeling really, really activating.
Hmm.
Um, And I feel like too, thank you, Erica, for like all of the logistical things and grounding us in that. Because I'm also like, I feel like to just like seal the container,
Yes.
would love to do a little bit of breath work to
Okay.
close us
Yes.
out into the body and a little bit about just like the medicine of air of the
Mm-hmm.
lungs. I know we were talking a lot about pain and grief and sadness, like all of those things that were coming up. And
Mm-hmm.
like in TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, also like the lungs are associated with grief. That's the connection there. And so it's like when we're really like doing very deep intentional breath work, really feeling the lungs, that it's like we're somatically, cellularly, like really breathing into that
Okay.
big activation point. So there's like that as well, the medicine of air with fire. I just feel like Libra, full moon, you know, in the Aries
Mhm.
season, it's like fire and air as well, just swirling around. So for this somatic closer, I'm feeling like I'll guide us through like two short songs, and we will just really be like breathing and playing around with our own breath's rhythms, like with the song. And then
Okay.
really the only thing is there's no wrong way to do this. Like you can breathe like really fast, or you can breathe slow, or you can do like a big and then like sip, sip. Like there's so many different ways
Okay.
that you can just like play with breath here. So I'm just like, this is your moment to really like get creative. Yes. So I'm gonna play
It's
these
creativity. Yeah.
tunes. And yeah, also if like y'all get one can also get lightheaded from really deep breathing, like too much, too fast. And
Okay.
so yeah, so like if you need a little bit of a break, but personally, I kind of just like there's like a sweet spot of lightheaded where it's like, oh, your body's really like need
Hmm.
that oxygen, but then you know your body, you know when it's too much.
Exactly.
So
Because what? Everything's an invitation.
exactly. So this is our
Yes.
little breathwork invitation. So let me just pull up my phone and then let me turn up this volume. Play. Oh, did you hear it for like a second?
Yeah, like literally a second.
It went back. Okay. Okay, here we are.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. And so really the only thing with this is like inhaling through the nose and exhaling out the mouth. So you
Okay.
can just close your eyes if that feels good. Breathing from the feet into the crown. Maybe taking a few exhales, just clearing out that energy.
Ah. Oh, wow.
There you have it.
Yeah, I'm like feeling multiple. I'm like feeling like more like settled. Like I could go to sleep, but I'm also like
Mm,
awake. And also just bringing an awareness to different parts of my body, of like where I want to maybe tend to a little bit more, This eye, she keeps twitching. I think I
mm,
need to prioritize sleep. I really do. I do.
yes.
Um, yeah, how are you feeling?
Oh, wow. I too am feeling like I could go for a nap, but I could also run 2 miles. I will
Yeah.
not be running 2 miles, but I feel very like energized and expanded, and my upper back was really hurting. Um,
Mm,
like a lot before this, but now I'm like it's still like a little bit painful, but
yeah.
I do feel like there is more spaciousness there. So I'm like,
Hey.
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So yeah, feeling just like really nourished. I feel like I just had like a little soul shower doing that together to just like seal up this energy and like
Yes.
um yeah, I feel very like vibraty as well. So there's a lot
Yeah.
of sensation happening,
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
but just a lot of excitement as well. Not but
Yeah.
and a lot of excitement because I'm just like, this is just the beginning.
It
This is
really is.
really
It
just
really is just the beginning. We'll be having 12 more circles. And our first one, or our next one, is in 2 weeks for the Aries new moon. And so if you'll be joining us for that, like be sure to bring a candle or something that you can burn just to exactly just to get into that fiery energy. Um, and that the newness. Bring a notebook and a writing utensil and yourself. And that's all there is to it. We'll have some reflection questions. Mika will be leading us through a facial and head massage that we can do to ourselves. And there will be some more somatic dropping in. And yeah, we'll just be grounding with the crew who's there, and getting to know each other a little bit. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and joining us on this. I was recently a part of another like virtual space and someone said like your energy will is still a part of this even in the future. Like you watching this beyond this is still you're bringing energy to this and we really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
thank you, Erica, for all of that. And yeah, I just want to reiterate everything Erica said and like just I'm so, so, so grateful to open this up together. And yeah, what no matter what time you're watching this, whether it's seven, well, technically 6 months from now, because that's the last new moon. So like 6 months from now, 6 days from now.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
it'll be
feeling the potency really strong today. Feeling, yeah, just
yeah. Ah, lovely. So we will see you next time and sending so much love.
so much love, y'all. Peace, peace. Mm.